It's February, and you know what that means? It's time for the 25,000 Challenge Episode 2. If you're new here, welcome. So what I'm trying to do in this challenge is taking my balance from 20,000 to 25,000. And yes, I know this may not be exciting numbers compared to other fellow YouTubers, but 25,000 is a milestone I had for a very long time. And as I am expecting to make about 4% per month, I am planning to reach that goal over the course of 5 months. Okay, enough small talk, let's get to business and see how much I made in the first month, which was January. I don't think I'm gonna bore you with every single trade that I had, so we'll talk about the most exciting and memorable trades. Also, if you're a subscriber, stick around for a little bit because I have a surprise for you. We'll talk about it in just a minute. Okay, let's start with the one that brought in a lot of green. Get it? Green, the one. I am talking about NIO, of course. I mean, these are top tier jokes here, right? So in the last video I had some positions on NIO, and right after I posted that video, NIO went up, just like in the end of the first Matrix movie, above $60 per share. Obviously it was because of NIO Day, which was a great success. I didn't get a sign on any of my cash secure puts, and my deep in the money calls, the one that will expire in a couple of months, have increased in value significantly. You saw me sell a covered calls against one of them, making that strategy a poor man's covered call. And I want to show you what I did when the market price went above the strike price of that covered call that I sold. To be specific, the covered call had a strike price of 50 and the market price was at 52. So obviously this call was worth way more than I initially sold it for. $415 to be exact. In other words, when I sold it, I collected $159 in premium, but if I were to buy it back and close this option, I would have to pay $415, taking a loss of $256. But here's the interesting part. Just as this call has increased in value, so did my deep in the money call that I am using as collateral. I bought it at $1,500, but now it's worth over $2,000, taking this whole poor man's cover call strategy in green, being profitable. And this is possible because of the difference in delta. The deep in the money call has a higher delta than the covered call. At this point, I made the executive decision to close both of them. The way to do this is we have to accordingly buy the covered call and we have to sell the deep in the money call. And it can be done in the same order ticket. Alright, so I took a profit of $300. And I'm not complaining, but this could have been approached differently. I could have closed only the covered call and let the deep in the money call ride even higher, bringing in more profits, or I could have not sold the covered call in the first place. And by the way, this is what I did next. I thought to myself, well, if I buy a call deep in the money that expires in a year or so, but I don't rush into selling a cover call against it, but instead wait for the right time in the market to do that. So I did that with AMD. I bought calls that will expire a year from now, and I sold covered calls against them right before the earnings report, because during that time the implied volatility is severely high, which means the premiums are high, and this is exactly what we want when selling calls or puts for that matter. As an example, taking a look at this call, normally this will be worth less than $100, but before earnings it's $240. Yes sir, I definitely want a piece of that. The next play was Nano Dimensions. Now I'm gonna be honest with you here, when I first researched this stock I did saw good potential there, but what really pushed me to buy it was the name. Everything that has nano on it, it just sounds cool. Probably not the best way to invest in stocks, but hey, lucky for me, it did went up quite a lot. It doubled my investment, which is insane. I locked in on some profits at $17 and planning to add more if it dips below 13 or 14. And actually, let me buy some right now so I won't forget later. Speaking of cool name stocks, since I don't have a soul, I had to buy one. Get it? Because the stock's name is so... Okay, again, top-notch comedy here. Anyway, I placed a poor man's cover call here. I don't think I mentioned this before, but I do like companies with focus on green energy. Even more, I think during Biden's administration we will see a rise in such companies, since he is pushing a green energy agenda. Get your soul if you don't have one. For the next trade, I wanted to keep things exciting, so I bought some calls on Mara and Riot. which will expire in a year as well. You are probably familiar with this, they are crypto mining companies. Yes, I do think the blockchain technology is the future, but regarding short term, right after I bought this, the price dipped down. But I was able to sell some covered calls against them, and on the side I sold some cash secure puts as well. And here's a good advice that I can give you, which is the same as with the AMD example. Buy a call, dip in the money that will expire in a year or so, but also have some cash set aside. When the price of that stock goes up, you sell a covered call, basically performing a poor man's covered call. But when the price of the stock goes down, you sell a cash secure put. This is the best way to collect the most premiums regarding of where the market goes. Obviously, don't get too greedy, because you might get a sign on that cash secure put and now you'll be holding a call and 100 shares of that stock, which might not be a bad thing, but still something to keep in mind. Okay, so I'm giving you all these advices, but do I actually apply them for myself? Did I make any money during this first month of my challenge? Surprisingly, yes. At the end of January, my account is sitting at $24,985, which is $15 short from my goal. Insane, to be honest. I definitely had some luck, and also the market overall was healthy. Is that the correct term to use? I mean, there was no big correction or crash. Just so you'll know there are no shenanigans going around here, I will show you my deposit history, and I will also withdraw some funds so that I'm not reusing the same footage in the future. Okay, so I will withdraw the equivalent of how many subscribers I currently have. As of February 1st, I have 60 subscribers. And here's the surprise I promised you in the beginning of the video. With this money, I will plant a tree for you. You probably heard of Team Trees, a fundraiser initiated by Mr. Beast. For every dollar you donate, the Arbor Day Foundation will plant a tree. Since I did good on this challenge and all this talk about green energy, it only seems right to do so. And also, thank you for subscribing. And hey, if you're not subscribed, do it. I'll plant a tree for you as well. Oh wait, this is not gonna age well if I wake up tomorrow and have thousands of subscribers. Okay, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Jokes aside, even though I'm a bit under my 25,000 goal, I consider this an absolute win. Over the last week, I actually went above 25 a couple of times. In my opinion, the challenge is complete. Currently, I have some AMD calls that are keeping me down, but I'm not worried about those. It's a matter of time before they go up. In the meantime, I will continue to occasionally sell cover calls against them. I also have a call on Neo, Mara, Riot that I will also use as collateral to sell covered calls. I really like the poor man's covered call strategy, if you can tell. I think it's only fair that the next goal to be 30,000. Can it be done? How long will it take me? I don't know, but I am excited to find out. I will definitely keep you updated on my progress at the end of February. Before I leave you, please do your own research when it comes to investing. These videos are for our entertainment only. With that being said, don't be a stranger, leave a comment if you have a question, and good luck on your trades.